playing with your dog is something fun that you can do. It's something everyone should do with their dog. But did you know that you can actually train your dog obedience by using play? Play is one of the best and fastest ways to teach your dog obedience commands. And in this video, I will show you exactly how you can get started doing this right away. And make sure to watch till the end, as I will disclose one of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to train their dogs using play. Now, let's dive into how you can train your dog using play. The first and most important thing that you need is a dog that is willing to engage with and play with you. Dogs that are willingly playing with and interacting with you are in the perfect state of mind to start learning obedience. And you should not even attempt to start obedience unless you have them in this state of mind. Now, don't get discouraged if your dog doesn't want to play with you right off the bat. This is something that can be worked on over time. Every dog has a desire to play and interact with the world they live in. It's just that sometimes that desire needs to be unlocked in order to reach its full potential. It is your job as their owner to unlock that desire that is lying dormant inside of them. The next thing you'll need to get started is a solid release marker, reward marker, and a clear out command for your dog. These three things will help you to smoothly transition back and forth from obedience and play. The release marker is what you use to communicate to the dog when the obedience is over and lets them get out of the obedience position in anticipation for the start of play. The reward marker is what you will use to signal the start of play with your dog and lets them know that they are now allowed to bite onto the toy item. The out command is used to regain possession over the toy item in order to either go back into play or switch into obedience. The last thing you will need in order to train obedience using play is the proper equipment. The most important piece of equipment is a toy that your dog enjoys playing with. I like to use a ball and a string, as this can be used to play both fetch and tug with the dog. The next piece of equipment you'll need is a collar and leash in order to control the dog during play and help guide them into obedience. I like to use a shortened leash or a leash tab to prevent the dog from stepping on or getting tangled in the leash during play. Once you have all the things you need to get started, you can then move on to training obedience using play. When teaching obedience using play, it is important to start off by playing with the dog. This allows you to increase the dog's motivation and desire to learn, as well as places them into a proper learning environment. After playing for a while, you can then tell your dog an obedience command. As soon as you say the command, you want to stop movement, freeze the toy item, and not allow your dog to bite onto you or tug at the toy. This pauses the play session and teaches your dog that the fastest way to start the play session again is to cooperate with and follow through with the obedience command. If you are using an obedience command that your dog knows, give them a moment to process the information and follow through with the obedience command. If your dog does not know the obedience command or is struggling to find the right answer, you can use the leash and collar to guide them into the proper position. Once your dog cooperates with you by complying with the obedience command, and they have held it for the length you desire, you can then give your release marker and have them transition out of the obedience. After your dog transitions out of the obedience, you can then reward your dog with play by using your reward marker. This process can be repeated for a variety of different obedience commands that you want to teach your dog. You will find that after a very short time of training obedience in this way, that your dog will begin to learn and respond to obedience commands much faster than using other methods of teaching obedience commands. But you still have to be careful to avoid the biggest mistake that most dog owners make when attempting to train their dog using play. I will tell you what that is in a second. But first, I want to give you a gift that will help grow the relationship that you have with your dog. That is my free 11-day dog relationship challenge. What's part of the challenge, you'll be given a daily activity to complete with your dog. Each activity is specifically designed to help build the relationship that you and your dog share with one another. You can gain access to this challenge by clicking the link in the description below, or type it in as you see it on the screen. Now, on to the biggest mistake dog owners make when trying to use play to train obedience to their dog. That mistake is that owners try to focus too much time and energy on the obedience and too little time on playing with their dog. Many owners get caught up in the idea that they need to do hundreds of repetitions in order to teach the dog a certain behavior. And so, they will shorten the amount of time they play with their dog in order to get more repetitions in. When teaching your dog obedience by using play, it's not about the quantity, but about the quality. The longer you spend playing with your dog in between repetitions, the faster your dog will learn the obedience command. This helps to keep your dog's motivation high and increases their ability to retain information. By following these steps and avoiding this one common mistake, you will have your dog responding to your commands in no time.